My name's Joe Briones. I'm with the Occupy movement, and I want to talk about my experience at Occupy Berkeley in the last few days of Occupy Berkeley. My experience was that I was smoking a cigarette outside of the Berkeley Police Department early Thursday morning with my back to the station, and about 8 riot gear cops came down and swooped up me and 2 of my friends and carried us up into the station. Immediately, occupiers from across the street rallied around the station demanding our release. Both of them were released. I was held in confinement. My belief is that I was a political prisoner. I was charged with a couple felonies and a misdemeanor, a weapons charge, a drunken public charge, and a disorderly conduct charge. And essentially what they did was try to lose me in the system. I went to Santa Rita jail, and they kept on messing up the paperwork, prolonging my court appearances. If it really wasn't for the NLG, I'd probably still be in there. I demanded like proper legal treatment. Inside the jail, my experience was that, you know, as a known occupier and as a person whose face is on TV, the second I walked into my tier, people were screaming "Occupy Oakland," and I was treated like royalty inside the prison. But what I saw as treatment from the guards and just the living conditions inside this prison were atrocious. Like you would imagine in a third world country. The food is not enough to live on for each day, and honestly it's like dog food. Essentially what you have is a system that is not rehabilitating anybody and is reinforcing like racial hatred systematically between the groups of prisoners, dividing them so they cannot rise up against the guards. The guards are sadistic, and they purposely like punish people just for asking to use the bathroom and simple things like that. I spent a week there experiencing it, and probably the last thing was the worst thing, my release. We were held in the room where you get your clothes back and you turn in the prison clothes for 5 hours. We were held for 5 hours in a room without a bathroom, no running water, and there were about 40 of us in a small ass room. People were almost passing out of heat stroke. People were convulsing because we were dehydrated. And essentially what we did, and I'll just announce it now, is we signed up everybody in that room for a class action lawsuit. I kind of held it out as the occupier in the room. And we have everybody's name, phone number, and signature. I'm gonna find a lawyer and try to do this. But essentially, like, it was a horrible like violation of like civil rights and just like decency. Like, it was cruel and unusual punishment of like the worst kind. And what made it worse was, upon release from that room, when we were about to leave, the people that asked to use the bathroom were locked inside a bathroom for another couple hours as a punishment for asking to use the bathroom, and they were only released, including me, until after the BART stopped running. So we had to find our own way home. So they give you a BART ticket, but yet BART is closed. So yeah, I made it back here to Occupy Oakland and slept outside under the oak tree on a piece of cardboard after my release from jail, and that was my experience over the past 8 days.
Right on, brother. What jail did they take you to?
They took, initially I was at Berkeley PD, like city jail, for a couple days. Then they took me to the courthouse, didn't arraign me. Then they sent me to Santa Rita, Alameda County Jail, and then that's game over. That's it. I got out of there.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Sure thing, man.